Hi everyone, my name is Didintle Ntsie. You can also call me Didi, and I'm really excited to be doing this interview. I've been putting it off for a long time, and now it's finally time to get it out there. My blog is basically about my experiences during the International Youth Initiative program, which is one of the most amazing programs in the world. It's a social entrepreneurship and social development and innovation program, and it's in Sweden in a little town called Itterjana. And that's what I was blogging about initially, about my experiences there and my revelations and all the things that I was learning. And as time went on, it actually became something bigger than that. It started becoming my realizations after I left Sweden and went to different parts of the world, and then also when I came back home. I feel like when I was in Yip, I actually planted a seed, the Swedish garden, and I've been cultivating it and taking care of it, and it's growing, and it's very difficult to stop posting on the blog because there's still so much that is growing in this garden post my time in Sweden. I first decided to set it up because I realized that the program was going to be extremely demanding and that I wasn't going to have enough time to write emails, write letters, do Skype calls, and call people at home and text them and that kind of thing. So I set it up so that I could share all the amazing news and things that I was seeing, or when I was depressed, or when I saw something that I thought people at home would be interested in seeing, I would post it on there. I decided to set it up because I wanted to keep my friends and family updated. Yeah, that's why. Every time I answer this question, I feel like I'm such an old crock, like such an old grandma. But I've been blogging for about 7 years now and counting. The embarrassing thing is I actually haven't started preparing for my trip. I mean, the closest I've come to preparing it is like my visa application and that whole process. But I haven't actually sat down and prepared myself for the trip. I've just been so busy with all my projects and my work that I'm doing that I haven't really had time to stop and be like, oh my word, this is what I'm gonna do. I am excited, of course, but I just haven't really prepared. And I think that's the kind of traveler that I am. I'm coming to realize that I don't prepare, and it's not a good thing. It's really not a good thing. I've ended up in a lot of not so good situations because I didn't prepare for my trip, but we'll see what happens. I am most looking forward to getting on that plane and leaving. I really enjoy flying. I think I get so inspired when I'm on flights. The concept of being on a capsule, pretty much, that takes you from one part of the continent to another part of a continent is pretty amazing in a matter of hours as well. So I'm always very inspired when I'm on the plane. I look outside, I hardly ever sleep, I watch movies, I read, I write, and I just reflect on things because flying is just such an incredible act. It's so amazing that human beings are able to travel in that way, or to move from one place to another in that way. So I'm quite looking forward to my flight, and then I'm looking forward to the food. I'm salivating just at the thought. I can't wait to sample the waffles, go chocolate tasting, and just exploring the food side of things. And then also I'd love to go canoeing. I'd love to do more of the adventurous, or like the outdoor things. So I'm looking forward to being in a new environment in general and flying. How can my experience change the world? That's a very difficult question. For me, it all boils down to the fact that it's so incredible that I am able to go to Belgium because of my blog. That in itself for me is life-changing. Some of you might already know this, but I offer blogging workshops, and I think that it's such a powerful thing for me to be able to show the children that I give the blogging workshops to that blogging doesn't just have to be about like writing and sitting behind your computer. It's actually got the opportunity and the potential and the power to connect you with other places and people, beyond just the computer. Yes, it connects people across geographical settings and situations, but it can also do that in real life. And it's also a great way for me to inspire people to blog more, because I think that everyone should be blogging. I really do. I think it's the best way to share realities, or one of the best ways to share realities, and to share what you go through in life, and just to explain to people why you think the way you think and why you do what you do. Well, I normally write, paint my pictures through my words, and to be honest, the main reason for that is that I love writing, and also because my camera broke at the beginning of my trip to Sweden. So I ended up having to ask friends to use their pictures or use their cameras, and it started getting really exhausting. So I would just write, and I've been submitting a few proposals to some places, and I've actually managed to get one camera so far, but I'm looking for a digital one. Here's my little baby. Hold on for 1 second. Yes, a Lomo Diana Mini. How lucky am I? So this is going to be one of my travel companions that I'm going to take with me and document my experience and scan and send the photos through onto the blog so you guys can see all the things that I'm experiencing. And thanks to Lomography for Exposure Gallery for hooking me up with this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am quite excited, but I'm also quite nervous. So Lisbeth, please take care of my blog. Sometimes when I think about the concept of swapping blogs, I think it's great. And then I started thinking of the practical side, like somebody's actually going to be logging into my blog and posting. So I got quite a little bit nervous about that. Like, what if she makes a mistake? What if she deletes all my posts by mistake? And I realized that obviously she's not going to, because she's been blogging for quite some time herself. And I'm going to be doing the same on her blog. So it's kind of a trust relationship of some sort, and it's going to be really interesting to do that. I have never thought of doing that before. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting, and I'm quite looking forward to that. No, this is not the first time traveling. I have been to a few places in the world. I've been to Swaziland in Africa. That's the only place outside of South Africa in Africa that I've been to, but I'm going to change that soon. I've been to New York, to Switzerland, to France, to Germany, to the Netherlands, to quite a bit of Scandinavia, Denmark, Norway, and Sweden, and I'm looking forward to exploring Belgium now. Hi world! Well, to be very honest, it's the first time that I heard about Hostelling International through this competition, and I've been stalking the websites in the different countries and looking at the different hostels that they are, and looking in Belgium at the different places that I would possibly be staying at, and I'm really quite shocked that I hadn't come in contact with Hostelling International. And then I realized that the reason why is because I was doing kind of an experiment on ways of traveling. So I was hitchhiking everywhere and camping in people's backyards and camping in camping sites. So I wasn't looking for hostels. So maybe that's why I haven't come across Hostelling International before. But I'm really excited that I am now in contact with them and I know about them. Yes, my readers are very excited about the trip because I was bugging them to vote for me. So I think they're happy that their votes have led up to me winning something so amazing, and I think they're looking forward to seeing what I'm going to experience, and they feel that I really deserve it. And so yeah, they are really excited. Maybe some of them a bit more excited than I am at the moment, maybe because I haven't really had time to absorb what's going on. This is a very, very, very difficult question for me to answer. I find it very hard to give advice on what someone should do or not do on their travel trip. I can advise you on what to do, and that's eat everything that comes your way, even if it's mopane worms or masonja as we call it, or masonza. Eat pap, eat chicken feet, eat everything that comes your way, because I feel like food is such a lovely way to experience a people in a place, and it tells you so much about them. You know, like if you go to some countries, they have spicy food. It tells you about their personality, about what goes on in that country and the pace of things. And I think the food, try the food, please. Everything that comes your way, even the things that might seem disgusting, please try it out. And in terms of experiencing, be open. Try everything. I once tried riding an ostrich. It was a very embarrassing experience, and I have a link to that video. And So if you do have the opportunity to ride an ostrich, because it's such a strange thing to do, I would say you should do that as well. But otherwise, my only tip is stay open, and just remember that it's 10 days in one of the most amazing countries in the world. South Africa is really, it will blow your mind. And I'm really curious to see and hear what your experience is of all the contrasts that exist in this country, because there are many, and they are deep, and they are quite hectic. And I don't want to say too much. I think I've already said a lot. But I'm really curious to hear and see what your insights and what your reflections are on South Africa, especially as someone who's coming here for the first time. I think this is a very easy question to answer. These are the things that I look forward to about being a blogger. That it opens up so many worlds, you know. I mean, yes, quite literally in the fact that I'm now able to go to Belgium. But apart from that, it also opens you up to other people's worlds, because when you're blogging, you obviously look at other people's blogs and read them and communicate with other bloggers. And for me, it's just such a powerful method of communicating. I think social networking is great, but I think blogging is social networking on a deeper, more meaningful level. I don't think that any other social platform can do what blogging does, and I vouch for it forever and ever. Amen. And I really wanted to add this in some way. A special thank you to my housemate Dylan. Thank you so much for telling me about this competition. You are the best. Thank you.